said you knew that this would happen.
Well, the Hansrey Adventure Team was a natural progression of my whole career. You know, after I was finished with competing and doing, you know, I wanted to use my extreme skills in more like a natural way, you know, like on an expedition and do first descent, you know, go up mountains and ride them down where nobody thought it was possible or nobody had done it before, or at least ride more than anybody had ridden before on certain sections. And every time I have some different guest riders, you know, along with me on the trip, whoever kind of fits the bill for the style of riding. And a lot of times we're in search of something mysterious or historical, or we traverse a mountain range in the footsteps of somebody. Like, for example, a few years ago I went to Egypt and crossed the Sinai Peninsula, you know, in the footsteps of Moses, and we went to all these biblical sites, and we did the first descent of Mount Sinai, which was quite challenging at all these rocky steps.
Just right after all.
A couple of years ago I went to Copper Canyon with Brian Lopes and April Lawyer, and we rode one of those classical old mining trails down deep into the Copper Canyon and ended up in Batopilas, this old mining town. And it's a very incredible place, the Copper Canyon, because they still have these Indians living there, the Tarahumaras, which some of them still live like in caves, you know. And they live very primitive there, and you see them along the way, and they're quite interesting. It's a quite interesting culture, you know.
You know, he's so into like history and like weird little cultures, and like, I don't know, he just seems to know a little bit about a lot of things, you know. They're like, oh yeah, there's these people that live up in the mountains in this country, and you know, and this is what they think and this is what they do. And I'm like, how the f did you even find out about these people? And like, so what? I don't know. But he knows like lots of stuff like that.
It's a great way to combine all my interests. Biking, you know, my interest in archaeology or in history and mystery, and also I love to travel, you know. And then the people you meet along the way, that's the coolest thing, you know. You meet all kinds of people from all sorts of life, and a lot of times these people are really poor for our standards in the Western world in terms of material stuff, but they're very rich in life and in heart, and they're happy people, you know. And that's a lesson right there to be learned, that to really enjoy the moment and, you know, deal with what you got and don't worry about too much what you don't have.
The weather turned out nice today for our episode of Wicked Wheels with Hans Rey here, Mr. Freeride, and we managed to get a little bit of trail riding in up top. That was torture for a guy of my skill level. Tell us a little bit about where you guys came up with the idea for this particular trail ride.
Well, it was just a typical trail like you find them here in the Alps. It was a fun trail, you know. The nice thing was we got to shuttle up, and we didn't have to do the uphill, but you know, the traverse was a bit muddy, and then it got a bit steep there. You ride in some tight turns, and the tricky thing riding in the Alps, there's always these little rocks and holes and stuff, not to mention the cow dung, where you have to be always like ready and prepared, you know. There's always some stuff on your way, but you did good, man. You did good.
I managed. Well, okay, we found a nice little trail here that I think I can manage on and have a little bit of fun here, and thankfully it's not uphill, so we're going to hit that right now, and we'll see you at the bottom. See you there.
It's time that I had another. I'm always wanting more of us.
So we ran into the dreaded sharp rock phenomenon here on the trail, and both of us managed to flat our back tires at the same time. So we're gonna fix these up and continue on down to the end of the trail, which isn't much farther. We'll go through the cow patch and hopefully past the cow patties and avoid getting covered in dung.
I told you to follow me, but I didn't say to copy everything I do.
Yeah, I couldn't help it.
Oh.
I was having too much fun. It was good. Well, here we have the culprits from our little flat adventure. One for each of us. This one's got Hans's name on it, and this one's got my name on it.
Don't see?
Those are the ones.
Holy cow.
Those are railroad spikes, not nails.
No wonder. They got me twice, yesterday and today. Same spot.
No more.
Take those home.
No more.
Take those home and build some no-show stunts. Well done, Troy. You let it rip up there. Good riding with you. Right on.
Yeah, I got to say thanks to Hans Ray for joining us for this episode. It was cool being here and being able to ride at the GT press camp. And I really appreciate the fact that he let me go ahead up the trail here and be the first one out of the field. So that's cool. It's been a cool episode of Wicked Wheels for us. We've had a lot of fun up here. We've seen some new bikes and we've met a very cool person in Hans Ray. Thanks a lot for joining us.
First one down buys beers.
Shit.
That was it. Remember, live your dreams. I'm out of here. Hans Ray from Switzerland.